In the headlines for this hour on VTV News, leather and footwear industry innovates for global competitiveness. And Vietnamese engineering workers receive German standard training. In our news, Russia and Ukraine swap 95 prisoners of war each.
Broadcasting from Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam. VTV News starts right now.
Hello, it's 3 p.m. local time in Hanoi. You're watching VTV News. The National Defense and Security Council for the 2021-2026 term held its fifth session on Thursday morning at the Presidential Palace. State President Tô Lâm, chairman of the council, chaired the meeting. At the meeting, the council discussed and commented on recent achievements and the implementation of Resolution 05 of the 13th Politburo on the organizations of the People's Army for the period 2021-2030 and the following years. They also reviewed Resolution 12 of the 13th Politburo on promoting the building of a truly clean, strong, regular, elite, and modern People's Public Security Force to meet new requirements and tasks. The state president suggested that in the future, council members need to stay closely connected to reality and actively grasp, analyze, and accurately forecast global and regional situations, especially emerging issues. They should promptly advise the body and state on policies and measures to avoid being passive or caught off guard in any situation. On July 17, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính issued an urgent dispatch about the death of 4 Vietnamese citizens in Bangkok, Thailand. The dispatch stated that on July 16 at the Grand Hyatt Erawan Hotel in Pathum Wan District, Bangkok, Thailand, Thai police discovered 6 people dead, including 4 Vietnamese citizens and 2 people of Vietnamese origin, suspected of being poisoned. The Prime Minister requested that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs coordinate closely with Thai authorities to investigate the case and implement measures to protect the legal and legitimate rights and interests of Vietnamese citizens. He also urged them to proactively handle and make recommendations on foreign affairs issues and to promptly provide complete and objective information about the case to the press and public. The Ministry of Public Security is coordinating with Thai police to investigate and provide information about the victims' relative to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for citizen protection. The Prime Minister has assigned the Vietnamese Embassy in Thailand to closely monitor the case and promptly report on investigation developments and local public opinion. They will also implement citizen protection work, visit, guide, and support victims' families with funeral-related procedures according to regulations. In the first 6 months of this year, Vietnam's leather and footwear export turnover reached over $6.5 billion, an increase of nearly 6% compared to the same period in 2023. The 17 FTA trade agreements that Vietnam participates in support the industry in boosting production and exports. Businesses are transforming digitally and developing products to meet quality and price requirements from importers, contributing to the export target of $27 billion this year.
Once dependent on importing designs and accessories for footwear products, this enterprise now masters all stages of production, thereby helping the industry reduce production costs by 10% for each exported product.
Currently, we are investing in technology. In the shoe sole production alone, we have invested about $2 million. This helps us reduce the unit price by 10% compared to other factories. We aim to produce 5 million pairs this year.
The ability to be proactive in the design stage and in the supply of raw materials has helped this enterprise meet all importers' requirements. As a result, they can complete the order of 50 million pairs of export shoes this year.
We have established an R&D center to create shoe models that meet the requirements of both importers and the market.
We are working with businesses to make the best use of science and technology, especially 4.0 technology, to boost productivity and make Vietnam's leather and footwear industry catch up with major brands worldwide.
In the first 6 months of the year, the export turnover of the whole industry increased by nearly 6% over the same period. It's expected that the industry's exports will increase in the coming months, with a goal of $27 billion in export turnover this year. Innovating production methods and adopting better technology will be essential to helping the industry achieve this growth target.
The whole country has harvested nearly 400,000 hectares of summer-autumn rice with an estimated yield of 6.2 tons per hectare. The abundant supply, coupled with the increasing global demand for rice imports, lead many businesses to predict that rice export will flourish by the end of this year. Currently, the average export price of 5% broken rice is $600 per ton, and 25% broken rice is $544. Although lower than the price at the beginning of the year, compared to the same period last year, it still decreased by about 30 to 35%. The Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia, and China are still the main markets of Vietnamese rice. Vietnam is also actively expanding into new markets such as the Middle East, Africa, South America, South Korea, and Japan. To prevent price dumping, which negatively affect the entire industry, it is necessary to promote the role of associations in guiding and controlling members during export bidding. To achieve good selling prices and maintain sustainable competitions, business need to improve product quality and expand export markets instead of relying solely on centralized export bidding packages.
Vietnamese organic rice is being exported to Europe at $1,000 per ton. To maintain high prices, it is essential to continuously improve product quality.
We've shifted to exporting fragrant, high-quality rice. Rice farmers, policymakers, and businesses have been active in keeping up with customers' needs.
It's crucial to reduce the costs of rice exports to increase income for farmers while ensuring productivity and high-quality rice grains.
With high-quality rice grains or delicious fish, Vietnamese businesses can attract consumers in the United States, Japan, the EU, and other regions. They can achieve prices much higher than those obtained through bidding in traditional markets.
International customers now not only consume rice but also fruits and vegetables. We're planning to announce the official prices for these items.
When businesses have the support of agricultural cooperatives and farmers, the products will be good.
The government is determined to invest in and complete the transport infrastructure for the Mekong Delta. This is a golden opportunity to reduce time and costs for agricultural products. Taking advantage of this opportunity, improving product quality, diversifying markets, and making export prices transparent will help this billion-dollar industry grow further.
The Ministry of Industry and Trade has issued 2 consecutive documents on the implementation of Decree 80, outlining the framework for direct power purchase agreements between renewable energy producers and large electricity consumers. The documents have been sent to the People's Committees of all 63 provinces and cities and to Vietnam Electricity EVN. The decrees took effect on July 3rd of this year. The ministry requested that EVN urgently guide relevant units and negotiate and sign electricity trading contracts with renewable energy producers following regulations. The ministry has also instructed provincials and city authorities to direct their specialized electricity departments to oversee and monitor compliance among renewable energy producers and large electricity consumers within their jurisdictions and Decree 80's provisions. VAT refund efforts in 2024 have achieved positive result. In the first 6 months of the year, businesses received over $2.49 billion in VAT refunds. The success is due to the government's determinations to quickly resolve VAT refund issues reported by many businesses, including FDI enterprises. Simplifying and speeding up the VAT refund process is an incentive that Vietnam has considered alongside other business support policy to attract and retain foreign investors.
With nearly 9,900 projects over the past 5 years, Korean businesses have contributed $6.9 billion to the state budget. However, some Korean businesses have reported delays in VAT refunds.
Many companies are facing difficulties with VAT refunds. These refunds can range from billions to hundreds of billions of Vietnamese dong, depending on the company's size. Regardless of the amount, delays significantly impact each company's production and financial plans.
Foreign investors appreciate the government's efforts to expedite tax refunds. However, the process still has many limitations because tax authorities must refer to various other laws and regulations when processing refund applications.
We appreciate there being positive and effective efforts from the government in respect to acceleration of VAT refunds. There's still pending VAT refund cases which have been subject to a very long process. There are certain reasons for this, which include reference made to other laws and regulations by the tax authorities. The second major issue is that the tax authorities are taking a longer time to carry out reconciliation and verification of valid import VAT invoices. The third issue is that the current guidance on VAT filing is not detailed in some cases, which has led to different interpretations.
Delays in tax refunds can disrupt cash flow and business operations. Therefore, experts have made several recommendations to improve the VAT refund process.
The tax authorities should provide more detailed, synchronized and effective guidance in terms of the conditions for VAT refund eligibility. I think we're a fortunate time at the moment because all of the tax laws are being amended, the new VAT law. So I think based on our reading of the provisions of the latest draft of the VAT law, it appears the government has acknowledged these VAT refund obstacles and proposed amended provisions to tackle some of these problems in the near future.
Those unable to resolve their issues will find it difficult to continue or expand their investments here. Addressing these problems is crucial for Vietnam to continue attracting and expanding investments.
Tax policy significantly impacts foreign investment in Vietnam. Experts note that foreign investors always consider the tax refund process when evaluating the investment environment. Resolving VAT refund issues will boost overall investment in Vietnam, not just from foreign investors, in the coming years.
Before moving on to some other news, let's take a look at foreign exchange rate for today, July 18th. Coming up next on VTV News, Vietnamese engineering workers receive German standard training. And Vietnam tightened measures to prevent poor customer service at tourist hubs. Employment increase, unemployment decrease in the second quarter, and recruitment demand increased sharply in the third quarter in the southern provinces. In Bình Dương, recruitment demand increased from 60,000 to 80,000 workers. Some sectors such as garment, backpack, handbag, sofa, electronics, watch, shoes, plastic, printing, hardware are in need of a lot of workers. In Ho Chi Minh City, job demand increased in the sectors and fields of trade services, information technology, constructions. It is expected that from now until the end of the year, Ho Chi Minh City will need about 160,000 workers, of which the trade and services sector will need over 100,000 people. Germany has a high demand for skilled workers in engineering services. This is a great opportunity for Vietnamese workers as Vietnam and Germany strengthen cooperation in providing training programs for the Vietnamese workforce. Meanwhile, many vocational education institutions and technical schools have seized these opportunities to offer intensive advanced training for students, helping them meet the criteria and requirements of German businesses.
This is the first time Vietnamese students have had their skills evaluated in a vocational assessment compliant with German standards. They are trained in an automotive engineering program, as Vietnam and Germany cooperate in a project that aims to equip Vietnamese students with international qualifications and meet the demands of German businesses.
This vocational assessment aims to evaluate students' abilities in relation to a set of skills suitable for engineering jobs. After the evaluation, we'll inform German employers. In recent years, we have cooperated with the Hanoi College of High Technology as it meets our requirements to carry out a German standard vocational assessment.
Previously, we were trained in Vietnamese standard training programs. But now, to pass this vocational assessment, we attended an advanced training course to meet German businesses' requirements.
Having a German standard certificate will be very important when I work in Germany. To have a high salary, I need to accumulate knowledge and hands-on experience.
An international certificate of completion will be issued to students in Vietnam. This certificate is granted by the German embassy in Vietnam, thereby allowing Vietnamese students to have enough qualifications to work in Germany.
Along with automotive engineering training programs, the Hanoi College of High Technology has offered other training courses related to more than 40 professions. With modern facilities and highly skilled professionals, the college is expected to equip Vietnamese students with the skills and knowledge needed to work in an international environment.
This year marked the 10th anniversary of the implementation of Directive 40 of the Secretariat on strengthening the party leadership over social policy credit. Deployed throughout 63 provinces and cities, this policy has greatly contributed to poverty reduction goals. Notably, in Phie, over the past 10 years, more than 40,000 households have overcome the poverty line thanks to social policy credit.
Currently, the outstanding credit balance of poor and near-poor households and other policy beneficiaries in Hoa Quang Nam Commune is nearly $2.6 million. Locals go to the mobile bank once a month to receive credit support. As a result, many families have escaped poverty, turning Hoa Quang Nam Commune into an advanced, new-style rural commune.
Thanks to credit capital, my family has escaped poverty and improved our income.
Since 2019, in addition to the central budget, the local budget capital has increased by nearly $11 million, 4.7 times higher. Poor households like Izots can receive loans of up to $4,000.
With credit capital, I've been able to build a bigger home and buy cows. Our life is more stable.
Each party committee and local government must work together to ensure each task is implemented and matches the national target program as well as the locality's socio-economic development plans.
So far, nearly 343,000 poor households, near-poor households, and other policy beneficiaries in Phie have borrowed a total of $431 million. Each household has a debt balance of $2,000, an increase of $1,200 compared to 2014.
From Wednesday night until Thursday morning, many places in the Delta northern coastal area, Thanh Hóa and Nghệ An experienced heavy rain. Some areas received very heavy rain over 100 millimeters, such as Quảng Ninh, Thái Bình, Nam Định, Thanh Hóa and Nghệ An. The coastal areas and northern Delta, along with Hòa Bình, Yên Bái and Phú Thọ, had moderate to heavy rain. Due to hydropower regulation upstream, floods on the Đáy River through Hà Nam and Ninh Bình are increasing. It is forecast that from now until July 20th, the flood peak in the Dai River through Hà Nam is likely to reach alert level 2. The Dai River through Ninh Bình will be approximately at alert level 1, possibly causing riverbank flooding. The Central Highlands and the South will continue to have heavy rain this afternoon and evening. Some areas may experience very heavy rain, over 100 millimeters, increasing the risk of landslides in the Central Highlands Mountains and flooding in low-lying areas. Côn Đảo Border Guard Station, Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu Province, received and provided medical care for 5 fishermen in distress at Côn Đảo Sea. The fishing boat owned by Trần Út Tâm from Cà Mau Province was operating 40 nautical miles southwest of Côn Đảo when it encountered strong winds and waves that shrank the boat. All 5 fishermen grabbed plastic cans and jumped into the sea. At that time, the fishing boat captained by Trần Xuân Nam discovered, promptly rescued, and brought the fishermen on board safely. Côn Đảo Border Guard Station then coordinated with the Military Medical Center and Côn Đảo District Civil Medicine to provide medical care for the fishermen. Currently, the health of all 5 fishermen is stable. Famous tourist destinations across Vietnam have seen a surge in visitors as the country enters its peak tourist season. In recent years, many tourists have complained about stressful experience due to negative customer service interactions. Maintaining a good reputation for a tourist hub is a significant challenge and one of the most important goals for local areas.
A shirtless young man performing suggestive dances at an outdoor bar in Bai Chai, Quảng Ninh Province. Street vendors overcharging foreign tourists. These are some videos that have gone viral on social media recently. Although strict punishments are imposed, many tourist destinations have faced criticism over poor customer service.
Such negative actions go against moral standards and traditional customs, thereby negatively impacting local tourism. They are like rotten apples that spoil the whole barrel.
Overcharging customers will ruin their experience. Then your customers will share their bad experiences with 6,000 people who could be your potential customers. I think local authorities should take more drastic action in the long run.
We've worked with the police to detect and handle cases related to poor services and tourist overcharging. Numerous training courses have been provided for people working in the hospitality industry and those running tourism businesses. The ultimate goal is to improve their communication skills and build cultural behaviors.
We have offered numerous training programs before and after the peak tourist season, as we want to create a future-ready workforce for the tourism industry.
We call for tourism businesses and those working in this field to behave politely and friendly, maintain social order and security, and protect the environment during the peak season.
Maintaining a good reputation for tourist destinations will help localities promote their local culture and attract visitors to stay longer. This is the best way to develop the tourism sector and create a healthy lifestyle for local communities.
Coming up next in our war news, Russia and Ukraine swap 95 prisoners of war each. And US startups use AI to track space junk. Russia and Ukraine exchanged 95 prisoners of war on Wednesday in a deal facilitated by the United Arab Emirates. According to the Russian Defense Ministry's 95 Russian servicemen returned from Ukrainian captivity and an equal number of Ukrainian soldiers were transferred to Kyiv. The released servicemen will be transported to Moscow by military transport aircraft to undergo treatment and rehabilitation in medical institutions of the Russian Ministry of Defense. They will be provided with the necessary medical and psychological assistance. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky also confirmed the exchange. He added that those exchanged were soldiers of Ukraine Armed Forces, servicemen of the National Guard, and Border Guards. The prisoner exchange was a third of its kind in the past 7 weeks. At least 16 people were killed and 30 injured as a massive blaze tore through a shopping center on Wednesday in the southwestern Chinese province of Sichuan. The fire broke out in a 14-story commercial building in the high-tech zone city of Zhigang, located 1,900 kilometers from Beijing. The city is home to about 2.5 million people. Firefighters responded to an emergency call shortly after 6 p.m. at the building and pulled around 75 people to safety. Nearly 300 emergency workers and dozens of vehicles were dispatched from the local fire department to the scene. Preliminary investigations suggest that the fire was caused by construction work. Space junk has become a growing issue as more satellites are put into orbit, but U.S. startup Privateer Space is hoping to help solve the problem with an AI-driven system that tracks, records, and monitors the enormous volume of space junk. More to follow.
Privateer's platform, called Wayfinder, uses data from various sources and satellite operators, including the U.S. Space Command. It is already tracking more than 35,000 objects in orbit.
To be able to track that many objects and be able to plan and predict where their orbits will be over the next 24, 48, and 72 hours requires a lot of data and a lot of computational power. And we're able to leverage the power of AI to do that in a fraction of the time that it previously took humans to do.
This count only includes objects larger than a few inches, or 10 centimeters to be exact. Privateer estimates space debris bigger than a millimeter to be closer to 100 million.
As we put more objects into space, we're going to be crowding our orbital highways. And we very much believe that our stewardship of space, or of Earth, doesn't just end in our atmosphere, right? It extends into all the stuff that we're putting into space ourselves.
Privateer aims to make its artificial intelligence tracking data available to satellite operators, international space agencies, and scientific communities around the world.
And now, as usual, let's continue with the weather forecast. And that's all the news for today. To rewatch our program, you can log on to VTVgo.vn or download our mobile application VTVgo. Thanks for watching and goodbye for now.